Today I'd like to talk to you about creativity and how it affects adults and how it affects children, especially how much it can change how a child feels about creativity, because I'm going to tell you two stories too. So hang on, here we go. Creativity comes in so many different forms. I've talked to people who've learned that, oh, I can't play the guitar. Oh, I don't know how to do the flute. I've never been good with the piano. I can't draw a straight line. On and on and on I go. No. Creativity comes in a wide range of forms. And you can stifle it very, very simply. But you can also encourage it very easily. There's certain ages when children are really, really sensitive to creativity. And one of the things that I've been so delighted to find out is I've worked with a lot of autistic children. And when you give them a piece of paper and a pencil, very often the flickering lights and the fluorescent lights will bother them. That's why the LED lights are better for them. Sometimes a white piece of paper really turns them off. It's just too much white. So you can also put some color over the piece of paper. If they're trying to read, put a sheet of clear plastic sheet of a different color, and they'll be able to see through. But let them be creative. Encourage creativity in children. Now, what is creativity? It's not always drawing. It's not always painting. It's not always sculpting. That's when somebody says, I'm an artist. I'm a fiber artist. I do crochet, I do knitting, I do sewing, I do quilting. You wouldn't think of that as creativity if I say it to you, but it is. What about my cooking? Same thing. What about gardening? I know a gal I talked to yesterday. She is so into her gardening, so am I. But I mean, lots of people do lots of different things. Creativity is something you did that was maybe the way you cut your bush. It's creativity. Creativity can distract you from so many things, from autism, but it can also distract you from anxiety and worry and depression. And there are so many things, even doing a model that somebody else created, a puzzle. My dad used to paint by numbers. It was so good for him. When he was in the military and under lots of pressure, he would paint by numbers. Any kind of expression that you're able to do. Now, I'm going to give you the example. My daughter came home crying with a piece of paper wadded up in her backpack. She was, I believe, 7. She may have been a little bit older than that, but I think she was 7. I believe it was 2nd grade. It may have been 3rd grade, but it was way in there, early grades. The teacher had given them a picture of a heart. It was Valentine's Day. And she colored it outside the lines. And she colored it in orange, and not red, and not pink, orange and green. And I didn't see anything wrong with it. I thought it was nice. She wadded it up because her teacher said, no, you have to stay in the lines, and it has to be red or pink. Well, now, what did that do to a young girl? I mean, she's a good little girl. She wanted to do the right thing. She wanted to please her teacher. So she wrinkled it up and put it in her backpack. I'm glad she did, because I straightened it out. It was made of newsprint, which is a very cheap paper that they use a lot in schools. I put it on the refrigerator with tape until the newsprint actually fell apart. And you know what? It was the smartest thing I could have done. I didn't know then. I hadn't done it studying that I've done since then. I just knew that she was my daughter, and I was going to praise her. I wasn't going to let her get away with being punished. Outside the lines is fine. I don't care what color she makes it. I've seen Valentines in all kinds of colors. Anyway, she won first place in watercolor in high school. Now, watercolor is really tough. Now, I studied painting for a number of years. I never could do watercolor, but she did. That's because she got praised. Now, my husband, on the other hand, he had a great mom. Gosh, he had a great mom. And for whatever reason, he showed her a painting that he'd done, and she was positive that he didn't do it. And she said it to him, but you couldn't have done that. You haven't had that kind of training. He never painted again. What a shame, because he was good and he did have talent, but she discouraged him. So don't do it. If a child makes you a greeting card, just go all over the place on how great it was. Make that child feel like Van Gogh, Picasso, whoever, Deleuze, whoever. Make that child feel like it's the most beautiful thing you've ever gotten in your life. And guess what? You'll encourage that child to be creative in whatever way they take, but you'll help their self-esteem. Don't crush a child. It's so hard when people do that. It's so sad and so unnecessary. Got any questions for me? Answer down below. If you don't want to answer below, wait. Come to my school. It's free. All you got to do is register. And we'll talk about anything, but we'll talk. Thank you.